Welcome into another episode of Power Four Picks brought to you by Better and Green. We just covered the Pinstripe Bowl. If you want to see that one, that is over on our YouTube page. Now we're going up the street to Fenway where the Red Sox play, and we are getting a matchup between UConn Huskies and the Army Black Knights. Army is up to a 7.5 point favorite here. Over under is 43.5. UConn opened this game as a 2.5 point favorite. We've had 9 points of line movement, and I think it's because UConn is potentially down to their fourth string quarterback. Is that going to be enough to get you to lean on Army, Ethan, or are you going to take the way too much line movement in this game? I'll send it to you first. Good luck with the Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, I don't love that line movement per se here, but I am going to lean with Army minus the big number here. Really two reasons. I think once the public gets involved on this game, they're going to look 9-3 versus 6-6, and oh my God, we can get over a touchdown with the 9-3 team. Give it to me. But it's not that easy. Army, tough team to prep for. Obviously, UConn's had a lot of time to prep, but that triple option is different than what UConn is really used to seeing. They did play Air Force just a few weeks ago, so they got a little taste of it. But obviously, Army, the way superior team to Air Force here. So Army, nice thing about military schools, no opt-outs in the bowl games. They all come to play. Yeah, I just think in this one, Army's offense is just going to be, I think it's just going to kind of run down that UConn defense. Obviously, you mentioned potentially a fourth-string quarterback coming in for UConn, so I don't necessarily love that because, I think that kid comes in with a lot to play for, and the team plays for that quarterback as well. But, I just think maybe Army can control the pace of this game, kind of hit UConn in the mouth. UConn maybe won't know how to respond here. I think the 7.5, 8.5 spread on Army being the 6-6 team is just very telling as well. So I'm going to take a stab with Army here. Think they probably win this one. Maybe a lower scoring blowout, like a 24-3, 24-6 type game. So I will lay the points here with Army.
Yeah, this is a tricky one for me because, that line movement originally put me on UConn, and I think UConn had a great season. This is a UConn team that we're so used to being, 2-10, and now they're 9-3. So they had a great year this year. A lot to be happy about, but it looks like a lot of guys. And again, please look at the opt-outs and the transfers. We can only, I look at one site, but it's different everywhere you look. But, with 9.5 point or 9 points of line movement, you're going to assume some people are leaving UConn after a great year. They had some good tape, and now they're, trying to do a little bit better level than UConn is, which I understand. And maybe that is a big key to the line movement, or maybe it's just the fact that they're on their fourth string quarterback, which is, of course, very difficult to overcome. And Army, Army, we we know Army every year, a hard-nosed football team. They took Navy down to the wire in the Army-Navy game. They also do have that extra week of playing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, which, could be a bad thing. They don't have an extra week of wet rest. But when you come to bowl season, when you start getting a month off, that's a lot of time away from football. So Army does have that advantage. That line movement is definitely very scary to me. I wish I would have snagged Army when they were a 2.5 point dog, but I am ultimately going to lean Army simply because I agree with you. I think people are going to take that 9-3 UConn against a run-heavy Army team and it's just too many points. And I think people are going to be eyeing UConn with googly eyes, and I can't get myself to back it. They're going to be extremely public. So give me a shot on Army as well. That is 3 games in agreement. Make sure you guys continue watching our channel to see if me and Ethan continue being in agreement. We have 5 more bowl games today on this Saturday. We do have some bigger and better games coming up, especially with the college football playoff on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Obviously, some other really big New Year's Eve bowls and New Year's Day bowls as well. So make sure you do stay tuned and give us a subscription while you're at it over on our YouTube channel. It greatly helps us continue to do this. And until then, guys, we'll see you in our next episode.
Welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, hey. Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.